All right, so it looks like I am live, and this is Friday. So from now on my channel, if I'm doing a semi-daytime, afternoon, evening video on a Friday, then more than likely what that's going to mean is we've got some newsy type stuff to talk about. I'm trying to do a more structured channel so that if you guys come on, you kind of know what's a bit, at least a little bit about what's coming. Obviously, if there's big announcements to come, those videos they come out as is. If I get something, if there's a collection update, or if I'm going to be talking about a certain company, those, those are things that can come at any time. Some will be structured. There's always my Saturday videos that I usually do. This Saturday is going to be the Stephen King adaptation one. Hey, Javed. But for Friday, we're going to talk. That's when I decided to sit back and talk to you guys about kind of the stuff that's going on throughout the week, any big news that's happened, and to go from there. Hey, Murdersville. So today was kind of a big day. We started last night with the announcements from Disney, and went on into the trailer. Yeah, I have actually, Javed, and that's one of the things we're talking about. Let's start with the Star Wars trailer, then we'll talk about the Disney Plus thing. There's a lot more to unpack when it comes to Disney Plus, but we'll start with the Star Wars trailer. So the Rise of Skywalker, or Rise of Skywalker is I think that's the title. I'm extremely excited about. I'm not going to lie, I'm very excited about the trailer. The ending of the trailer was, I think, a surprise to everyone. Nobody saw that coming, but wow, that's big. That specific laugh at the end of the trailer, and won't say. We'll get into spoilery territories here a little bit. I do apologize. Hopefully you've seen the trailer for Star Wars. But if you haven't, it was pretty cool. It was pretty epic. It does kind of like make you wonder where they're going with this. The last film, and I did enjoy the last film, but it kind of like decided to kind of strip the franchise of all the known tropes and go in a different direction. And this is J.J. Abrams, who's very much like a, oh yeah, that was exactly who you think it is. That was Palpatine. I think that's been official. I've heard that's been officially confirmed now that it is actually Palpatine. So that's actually big news. And Abrams is a huge fan of of the films and the franchise, and he's very much the guy that is going to go into the geeky territory with it. He's not the Rian Johnson guy who's going to kind of like break it down, but going to kind of break away from it. He's going to embrace. Abrams embraces what is Star Wars, and whole Rian Johnson's like thoughts on it was like to kind of make it his own new thing, like to take apart like the expected. And it's just two different ways to think of like filmmaking. I don't think either one's wrong. I think they both are interesting takes on the franchise. Obviously, some are more towards certain fan bases than others are. J.J. Abrams has brought back, in some way, we don't know exactly how yet, but that was definitely the ominous laugh of infamous Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious himself, showing up at the end of the trailer, which I thought was amazingly awesome. If I wasn't looking forward to the movie before, and I was kind of, I'm still, Endgame and Joker are my two big movies of the year, but now I'm super stoked for this one. My better half is a huge Star Wars fan, I think her favorite is her favorite. I'll give you her favorite before I give her your mine. Yeah, but her favorite is Return of the Jedi, actually, and because it's hopeful, because it's hopeful and it's happy, and it does end things in a nice way. My favorite is going to seem really, really. Yeah. Did you turn around on that murder as well? But I saw Star Wars originally. I've seen them all pretty much in the theater, up from the original one. I was a kid when it came out. I was of the right age. I used to not like the Ewoks, but I kind of like them now. You think about how vicious those creatures are. My favorite for a long period of time was always Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, it's a pretty standard answer. I always hate to give that answer sometimes because it's so vanilla. But I think Like if you wanted me to say out of the new ones that came out, like the new ones, I really did like. I've liked them all so far. I haven't not liked one. I do find that, and I gotta preface with, the prequel films weren't made for me. They were made for a younger audience. And that being said, hey John, Empire Strikes Back. Oh no, I like Rogue One too. If I think anybody that likes Empire Strikes Back is probably gonna like Rogue One, and you maybe you can tell me if you did. Uh, Tonally, I find them very similar. They've both got a darker tone. Like when you watch Empire Strikes Back and when you watch Rogue One, they're like so different than the rest of the series. Uh, and I hate to, I gotta preface, in a way, like for some people, it's going to seem like these are the edgy ones, or I hate to use that word because it drives me, but you know what I mean, right? It's like they're definitely the darker, like turns in the franchise. I saw the Star Wars films. You're sorry, in the theater. Uh, I saw my friend in school. His name was Clark. I haven't seen him since I was in grade school, and he was a huge Star Wars fan. I saw Star Wars like around 3 times in the theater, and he saw like 7, and counting at the time that we were hanging out. Uh, oh, Darth Vader killed it. That made Darth Vader look so badass and scary in that sequence, just that one sequence. But the whole of Rogue One, it was like, it pretty much, it's like a Dirty Dozen type of thing. It's like a Magnificent Seven, like in space type thing. Panini, oh, I love those Panini albums. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited about Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, right? That's the name? I think I got the name. I actually do like that name because it asks a lot of questions. It sets up for a lot of speculation. So Skywalker, does that mean, are we talking about Kylo Ren because he's kind of a Skywalker? Is that what we're seeing? Is Do I think, as I think he has to be. I mean, like, if it follows like trend with the other original Star Wars films, uh, a Jedi dies and he kind of comes back as a Force ghost in like the next film. It won't be anything different that's been done before. So obviously, I think we'll probably see Luke, and obviously we can't. Unfortunately, now we can't see. We'll see the scene she shot before. It's Carrie Fisher. Unfortunately, she's passed away. But we'll start to see like maybe we'll get to see maybe we'll see Anakin, and maybe we'll see like some of the other ones. Like Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi, because they could bring him back to this kind of a Force ghost type of thing near the end of the film, kind of like they did with Return of the Jedi. I expect like probably Luke to have like a bigger part in it as a Force ghost actually than he did in the second film. Although his part in the second film was extremely important, it was different than a lot of people expected it to be. Except for me, I always expected Luke to come back as kind of the crouchy Jedi guy. It made sense. So yeah, I think that we're going to get to see Luke in this one. Obviously, Palpatine is back. So is Palpatine the guy that's been kind of like kind of guiding Kylo Ren over this as the ghost of Palpatine? I haven't read any of the comics yet. I hear they're good. I didn't like the Birth of Vader storyline that I heard about. Uh, that one, that kind of bugged me. As a religion. Well, okay. Well, everybody got to believe something, right? I have heard that the comics are really good, and I'll be honest. I have not read the comics since back probably in the Dark Horse days. But I was really, I'm much older, so I'm the Marvel comics that came out back in the day. I used to read those. I remember the different comic adaptations that came out as well, and I had this like little. It was like a pocket-sized book, but it was like opened up to like a comic book. Marvel used to do a few of those back in the day, and there's one for I think it was for Empire Strikes Back. I know I had one for like for Your Eyes Only as well. But I'm So what company does the comics now? Has the rights? Is it Boom or is it like is there like a subsidiary of like a Marvel or a DC? I know that Boom does a lot of the comics that are. It's Marvel now. Okay, good. Because I know back in the day, like I read a lot of the Hellraiser comics, and I read like some of the GI Joe and the Transformers stuff, and like Boom was a comic company that did that. So, Star Wars, I'm extremely excited about it. Empire Strikes Back is my first, is my favorite of the original series. If I have to pick a favorite of the prequel series, I'm not a big fan of the prequel series. I'll go with whatever the second one was called. I can't remember the name right now, but that was okay. And and in the new ones, Rogue One. But in other Disney news, because Disney is monopolizing the news, uh, we have got a fit. Oh yeah, you can just see that coming, man. Disney is going to be on par. I do expect to see them put out. Where I think for the first time ever, we are going to see the original trilogy. And but when I say the original trilogy, I mean like they were in theaters. For years, Lucas wanted to change things up and do things different and put out the remastered and the altered versions of the trilogy. You know, that's his trilogy. It's his baby. You know, he always he always kept coming back. Hand didn't shoot first. All this type of stuff, right? So I think now that it's in the hands of Disney, I think Disney are going to give us the the original unaltered trilogy, the way that the fans have been wanting. I do think we'll eventually get a 4K release. I do, however, think that we're gonna have to wait for it a little bit, probably down the road from the Disney Plus thing, because I think I'd say maybe about 6 months, and they'll go with it that way. Because the big announcement for this week, you know, obviously the thing that's going to take over the news is if you wanted like a Beast Killer, for instance, Disney Plus announcement. If Netflix is not scared, they're just not thinking. Because let's be honest, did anybody see the Disney Plus announcement? It ran about 3.5 hours long. I'm sure there's been various like shows like talking about it over online and on like podcasts and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been insane. So the announce I'll start. I'm gonna lead off the price point. The announced it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be like Netflix now. Over in the UK, there's a thing called Disney Life, and it's kind of like a little like kind of a Disney streaming service, and it is a small kind of like a testing ground for like what the much larger Disney Plus is going to be. So that was kind of their way to like kind of put stuff out there and kind of like gauge things and see like things they could tweak and stuff like that. So now they're coming out with Disney Plus. Now that's going to be dropping in the U.S. on November. I think November 12th, somewhere around there. Now it's going. They've planned it and they've planned it well. So it'll be $6.99. No, it's going to be. It is going to be done out globally. It's going to be U.S. only in like November 2019. In late 2019 to early 2020, it's going to launch out in Canada, and then from there it's going to roll out into the UK, and I think like later afterwards it's going to be rolling out within the next year or so into Asia. It's going to be a global. It's going to be a global thing. Same as Netflix. It's going to be global. And Disney, what Disney's doing right now is as they're rolling it out, they're actually getting, finishing up any deals that have been done with other streaming services or for other channels that were owned in other countries. They're getting all their shows back. They're getting everything put onto their platform, and this is going to be like this. It's going to be a worldwide thing. It's just as always, they're U.S. based, so they're going to start in the U.S. first, and it's going to roll it from there. It's going to be $6.99 per month or $69.99 per year, which comes out to like five something around if for per month if you buy it for $69.99. Straight out. They're going to structure it much like Amazon Prime does, where basically you can either buy a month per monthly basis, or you can go by the full year. Now, Disney is breaking it down into different aspects. They showed their what the streaming service kind of looks like, and it is similar to what like you saw with Disney Life. It's very easy to look through. Very it looks it's really well done. Now Disney Plus originally people thought, well, we got the Disney stuff, but yeah, we have like like the Disney classics are going to show up there. There's so many that are going to show up originally around 13 or so. All the signature series that's going to show up when it starts out. They're going to have Pixar films. They will be having like Disney the live action films. They will be having films from Fox, but as well from the recent merger. They will that's the thing. They are so huge right now. They will also have like they're also going to have their Star Wars, including the new Star Wars TV series that they're doing, and all the other Star Wars animated shows that are coming out as well. That'll be on Disney Plus. And if you're a Marvel fan, I'm a big superhero fan anyway, then you're going to have Marvel. And all the Marvel films are going to be coming there, but not just that, but Marvel TV shows. The ones that have been announced so far is kind of like a Chronicles of Loki series, where basically adventures that Loki's had over the years. There is a Winter Soldier and Falcon series that's coming out, which makes me think, yeah, Captain America's going to die during Endgame. That's for me that kind of signifies it. And last but definitely not least, and super surprising, was they are also going to be putting out the pretty much WandaVision, pretty much the Vision and Scarlet Witch. Oh yeah, all the classics are there. The Mickey Mouse stuff, the Donald Duck stuff. You're going to get the Mickey Mouse shows, some of their old live action stuff. You're going to see things roll out. And I did like get a graphic here to actually that I took to make sure that I got this all right. So the way that it's working. Also, they did announce that their TV shows, and they're going to be doing movies and stuff for their channel. They won't be like, they're not going to lessen the quality. Like, oh, this is a TV show, it's going to be less quality, or this is a TV movie, it's not going to be the quality of their theater movies. They say that they are going to ensure that this is on par with anything that they put out in the theater. So those are big statements. And for what it says here, for within year one. They are going to have 25 plus episodic series. Yeah, Netflix has canceled all the Marvel shows. They will have 10 plus movies and specials in the first year. There will be over 7,500 like TV show episodes, like right out of the gate. 100 plus like recent movies, 400 plus library titles as well, with that growing exponentially over a 5-year period. Of course, with Fox, one of the things that they did announce is that Simpsons, it's going to Disney. The first 38 seasons of The Simpsons right now are going to be on Disney Plus the day that it comes in there. So maybe future Simpsons films or anything like that, those or anything Simpsons related, that could be going on the Disney Plus channel. Also, if you're a documentary or an animal lover like me, they also have National Geographic. So all the National Geographic films and specials and upcoming stuff, including new National Geographic shows, will be coming on Disney Plus. That's the thing. Now that all this stuff is going under one banner, a lot of people get nervous and they say, "Well, it's too much power. They have too much," but it gives us a chance to really get this. I think that Disney will eventually do things with like Daredevil and Punisher, Jessica Jones. They obviously loved those shows. The thing is that it may take a bit, and the reasoning behind that has nothing to do with them not wanting to do it. It has to do with the fact that Netflix may have some perpetuity rights for those characters for a little bit, maybe for a year or so, because they had the rights to do these. Netflix canceled. They didn't. We now know why Netflix canceled the Disney shows, because let's be honest. This isn't like, hey, this is alongside Netflix. No, this is a Netflix killer. This is what they're going with. They are going after the dragon, and Netflix in this case, people think that Disney's this big conglomerate, but Disney's the one going in. Disney's the David going after the Goliath, and Netflix is the Goliath. which is weird because you never think of Disney as the David character in this scenario. But the error, because Netflix has been around for a long time. They've gotten a lot of stuff down, but they've made a lot of mistakes in the last year or so. I think canceling the Disney shows was an immense mistake. I know that, well, Daredevil and Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones does have another season, Java, that is being done right now. So that will come out on Netflix, and that'll be the final season. So of all the shows that can come, Jessica Jones is probably the one that would come last for Disney Plus. Now that being said, they may want to. They may go away from using some of those characters or some of those specific actors. So we may see different people in some of those roles when that does come around. Again, I really hope that out of all the characters that they did, and I think that the Charlie Cox's Daredevil was fantastic. I think Jessica Jones was well cast too. But let's be honest, out of all of them, the character of Luke Cage literally looks like he walked straight out of the comic book right into that Netflix series. I really don't want to see him recast. He did a great job, and you know I'm in the minority, but Luke Cage was kind of one of my favorite Disney shows that they did. I do hope that John Berthno keeps on doing the Punisher, and whether they go with another TV series, which if they do, I hope they shorten the amount of episodes. I think that's been an issue. I think that an 8-episode run for a show like that actually is preferable to something like a 13. TV has changed so much from when I was growing up. Now, when I was growing up, I watched shows like Dallas and stuff like that, right? Those shows had like 39 episode runs. I'm going to watch it. I'm probably not over the next 2 weeks. My better half is going out of town for 2 weeks, so I have to not watch Game of Thrones, and hopefully stay away from the spoilers. And so we'll come in the third week. We're going to watch the first 2 episodes that come on together, and then watch the third episode right after that, and kind of go there, not go from there. I know a lot of people are going to be going on with spoilers and stuff like that, but I'm going to try and hopefully stay away from them. So I got to say, please don't mention Game of Thrones spoilers on my my stream, because of my better half, I'm going to be like making sure that that's something that I don't really get into until then. So around halfway through Game of Thrones, I'll probably do an episode, a Game of Thrones centric episode that'll pretty much recap like the first 3 episodes, and kind of give a prediction and that type of thing. And I think a halfway point is a good period point to actually do that on. You don't want to do it right as the first episode comes. You're going to get a lot of people that are going to be talking after the first episode, or they're going to be probably going to see live streams, people like streaming, like watching the first episode reaction videos and stuff like that. I'm of the mind that I want to let it soak into me a bit. So 3 episodes in, you're halfway there, and you got a bit of the journey, into you, and you got a bit more of the journey like coming still ahead. So I think that's the sweet spot to be talking about the series, and actually kind of like really gestate on it. So I hope to get like a good episode on Game of Thrones. That'll do a bit halfway in, and of course I'll do like an ending episode once the series wraps up. But that's the big news that's come out in the last little while. I'm actually excited. I'm excited about the National Geographic stuff in the Disney Plus. I think that if somebody asked me today if I had to choose between Netflix and Disney Plus, what would I choose? I would unabashedly choose Disney Plus because I am a geek, and I like Star Wars, and I do like superheroes and Marvel, and I like the films, and I'm hoping they haven't announced much on it, but I'm a huge fan of I grew up with the One for Road to Disney. It was like if anybody here's old enough to remember this, it would be like usually like an hour to 2 hour long program to come on Sunday afternoons, Sunday evenings, and they'd have like Disney shows on there, and whether it's like the Scarecrow Romney Marsh or some of the Davy Crockett things. They'd have like a lot of different shows and cartoons, and like the Sport Goofy and all that type of stuff. And it was a really cool way. Back in the day, there wasn't Disney Channel. You get the 2 hour Disney thing, and it was actually It was super cool. And as my kids grew up, there became the Disney Afternoon, and we got to see shows like, of course, The Weekenders. Uh, yeah, they do actually. So we should see some Studio Ghibli on there as well. I'm actually excited about the Disney Afternoon stuff because I want to rewatch things like oh my God, there's so many Disney shows, right up to like the original stuff like Pepper Ann. I remember that show, and yeah, Recess, Weekenders. You remember that? It was awesome. See that I got to grow up with my like version of Disney, and that was the One for World of Disney. It was just 2 hours. You got it every week, and sometimes only an hour. And then my kids got to grow up with like the Disney Afternoon, which I'll be completely honest about. I was happy to sit down and watch for them because most of the Disney Afternoon shows like Fillmore and stuff like that were so good and so well done that they were intriguing for like adults to watch as well as kids because adults could get different things out of them. I grew up in I was born in the '70s, grew up in the '80s, so when Fillmore came on, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen Fillmore. It's like it was a Disney animated series, and it was kind of like a mystery series, a detective type of show. And it was like broken up into parts. It was pretty much done like Quinn Martin production. So Quinn Martin was a company that did a bunch of these detective shows, like Barnaby Jones, stuff like that. And they would break it up into kind of into chapters, and like something would happen, and then we'd go back with chapter two, Requiem for a Dead Man, that type of thing. So the series Fillmore actually is broken up structure-wise like the old Quinn Martin productions. Not something that a kid would pick up on, but like somebody like an old dude like me, it's something that I would definitely would pick up on. Is the whole Quinn Martin aspect of the series Fillmore. But no, overall, it's a great announcement. It's a great price point. It's a perfect price point for especially for right now, because just as they're announcing their price point, YouTube announces that YouTube TV, which I'm going to be honest, kind of unaware that was the thing, but it's a thing, just rose their just increased their price point. Netflix recently increased their price point, and Disney came out and just put a killer price point in there. So it's pretty much just following like the whole like what I would consider the Amazon rule of thumb is you put out a product that people are going to want, and you're going to put it at a price that even if they're on the fence, it'll grab them. I don't think anybody's going to say no $6.99. I don't think that's a price point I can afford. It's much like when Shudder came out. Because Shudder it's a horror streaming service. It came out and it was like okay, we're a horror streaming service. Obviously that's a niche thing, and it ran at $4.99. Still runs at $4.99. So those are anyway. Those are the ones that are big with me. I was one of the early adapters for the Criterion Channel. Some people have had some issues trying to watch some things on the Criterion Channel, whether they're watching it from their computer or their app. I'm not quite sure now. The only day that I had any issue with Criterion Channel is when I realized that I had not yet updated my iPad to the latest, for the latest update. If you're having an issue at all with Criterion Channel, you're getting something that says like error code 6 or code 9, something like that, then check to see if your device, whether it be iPad, Surface tablet, anything like that, is updated to its most current iteration, because that was the issue that I had with the Criterion Channel when it started out. I started watching the Criterion Channel. I wanted to like go early and watch like just pretty some standard stuff. So I watched Hollywood Shuffle, Robert Townsend, and the night after that I watched. I started watching. I was really tired. Didn't get to finish it till last night. But I watched Chantal Ackerman's film J'ai tu il elle, and I wasn't familiar very much at all with Ackerman's like body of work, and yes, you do actually, John. That's the neat part about it. They have a section, right, that they call the Criterion Editions. Now, what the Criterion Editions aspect of the Criterion Channel is exactly what you think it is. That means that when you open up that movie to watch, you know, down below it are all the features that are on any of the Criterion editions that you may have in your collection. So let's say, I don't know, Mildred Pierce, Joan Crawford, right? If let me open up my Criterion channel here right now, and I'll kind of give you an example. There is curation on the channel as well, which is has been a big plus. I've got the Bergman set, which, like, you know, a lot of people do, and one of the great things about the Bergman set that makes it really different. There's the opening for the Criterion channel. Oops. Is that it's curated. So you're not just watching movies in chronological order, they're actually curating the films in kind of like a things that are on here. For instance, there's the Columbia Noir collection is on here. Things directed by Agnes Varda. She recently passed away. There's a documentary, In Search of Ozu. Now let me see if I can find the Criterion, the cinema projects on here, the Essential Art House. Yeah, I've seen the thing on Don. It looks to be going really well. Now, this is one thing that I think is really neat that they're doing, is they're double featuring things. So they're putting certain things there as kind of a double feature if you want to sit back and watch that. So for instance, typical double feature, so a Dirk Night of the Soul is Victim and the Night Porter. Just When I Thought I Was Out is a double feature with Tokyo Drifter and The Long Good Friday. That's a fantastic double feature, to be honest with you. And double feature Downtown and Out, Smithereens and Permanent Vacation. So there's a ton of stuff like that. I'm trying to find you the Criterion Collection thing here now. I do apologize. Sometimes it takes a while to find some of these things. But I'm just trying to pick one of these here. Okay, Criterion Editions. For instance, so this is Mildred Pierce. You get the film Mildred Pierce. There is the edition intro there as well. There's Molly Haskell and Robert Pilato on Mildred Pierce. Joan Crawford, The Ultimate Movie Star. That's the hour and a half long documentary that came with that Blu-ray. There is David Frost and Joan Crawford on Mildred Pierce, and Blythe and Mildred Pierce, Restoring Mildred Pierce. So as you can see, like, it's got the complete edition of it on there. Yeah, say for instance you wanted to watch like Blood Simple, they'll have Blood Simple on there. Megan Abbott on Blood Simple, Bill Hader on Blood Simple, so they'll put extra things that may not have been on the disc as well. Guillermo del Toro on Blood Simple, Janus Films at the Castro Theater, the edition intro, Blood Simple storyboards. Yeah, exactly things that they were famous for, and it goes on and on. Like if there's a trailer, if there's any type of features that were put on there. It's the type of thing that's going to make the Criterion streaming service kind of stand out as kind of, in my opinion, in a premium streaming service. So I don't mind paying $9.99 for a Criterion streaming service, and I feel less comfortable now actually paying $9.99, and it's odd for Netflix, and that, you know, that's just me, because I know they've gone the extra mile. Because here's the difference. Netflix, they take things, they put it on there, that's it, and then they make their own shows. Criterion is obviously a labor of love by cinephiles, by lovers of film. Not only will they have Criterion stuff in there, but they'll also be taking things from the Kino library as well. So if you're a fan of the Chaos Studio Classic, the Kino Lorber films, you're going to see some of that stuff show up on the Criterion channel. They will be the fact that they're putting out these editions with all the features there, so you can actually really go into it. They have something where they actually talk to other actors and their thoughts on cinema and film. It's going to be interesting as it goes through. I do recommend, if you haven't checked it out, become an early adapter. Well, it's $9.99 because I think where it is, again, this is going to be niche. So there are going to be people that are going to come in a little bit later on, and you might get hit with a higher price point coming in later on. I think if you're an early adapter, you lock in at a price point. You know, it's not going to be rose on you, and that's a good thing. So they're trying to award people that came in early and say, okay, you came in, you got the Criterion channel early on. You're one of the people that got it early. When it goes up in price, you know, you're rent controlled basically, and that's kind of what they're going to be doing with the Criterion channel. So there, I hope that gives a little bit of information, a little bit like a look on the channel itself. There's a lot of great stuff on it. There's from documentaries to the double feature that I mentioned to actual film curation. I think film curation is something that lets me know that the people behind the scenes are looking into this, and they're doing it extremely well. I am kind of sad that TCM is no longer with them. Of course, the ill-fated Filmstruck had Criterion and TCM kind of working together. That that one didn't work out the best, but it is really interesting to see that they've gone like in a stronger direction with like really making this a Criterion level of streaming service. And that's the thing you need. You want a Criterion level of streaming service. There is the ability to download as well to watch in an offline capacity. So that's good if you're traveling and you want to just sit back and watch Berlin or something like that. That's not exactly the lightest film in the world to watch, and when you're traveling, but you know what I mean. Like maybe you want to watch you want to say, okay, I'm on a plane for the next 8 hours. I'm going to sit down. I got my mind's there. I'm going to watch something like long and epic and just kind of sprawling. You can do that. And if you have any other questions about the channel, definitely, that's what I'm here for. Ask me now. And I have been like playing around with it for a bit. There has been some like I think I retweeted, and I think it was my good friend Brian from Just to This Podcast that tweeted like a pretty much a list of like things to watch on the Criterion channel. So because somebody did up like a curated, I think it was Criterion actually curated like, okay, these are things that you need to see. I'm actually excited to go through the Columbia Film Noir section. They've got around like 14 or 15 like film noirs that are there, and I'm a huge film noir fan. You guys know that, so that's going to be something that that I will go through. I am loving these latest like services, and I was never much of a streaming guy, but the thing is, it doesn't alter the way I feel about things, because all it means to me is it's nice that I got this stuff to stream. It just makes me want to own the movies in my collection more, because if anything, aside from like the fact that I love collecting physical media, I want to make sure that I've got it, and I'm never going to have to worry if Rand Mahalf goes off of, I don't know, whatever it's at, probably Viz or Funimation or something like that. You're one of the smart people that likes to listen to the commentaries. Commentaries are awesome. I'll tell you right now, and if you ever see a commentary with Sam Deegan or Kat Ellinger, listen to that one. Listen to that one immediately. They're really good. And yeah, they do have some commentaries on her as well. So that's also a neat thing. Now, the first place that I ever saw do commentaries on a streaming service was, of course, Shout Factory TV, who actually does show their films and then show their films with commentaries as well. Hey, Andy, welcome, dude. We just talked a bit about the Star Wars trailer, just to get you up to date. We talked about the Disney Plus, which I don't know anybody that's not going to have that when it comes out. And we've talked about the Criterion channel. Actually, that's what we're talking about right now. So yeah, there are some, you'll see some commentaries on the Criterion channel as well. So it'll be interesting to see as we go through. And let's see what we got here. I'll go to the different ones. Oh, it's actually going to start the movie. Stop. The biggest thing for the Criterion thing right now is it does have the features. They're not just slapping things on there. They're curating it. So Andy, just coming in, what are you most excited about for Disney Plus? Aside from its awesome price point, because that's a nice start. Is it the Marvel shows that are coming out? Is it the Star Wars show, The Mandalorian? The different films, the live-action version of Lady and the Tramp, which they actually showed like a little picture of. So we know that's the thing. Disney is, this is obviously not something that Disney has slapped together. They have been looking over the last few years and planning the classic stuff. Like the signature stuff, the cartoon stuff, or the live action, or kind of a bit of it all, right? Disney really thought this out well. So whoever was going behind the scenes, their marketing people, their, kind of the planning people, the structures, did a brilliant job. And hopefully, everything's worked out when it starts. I'm sure with Disney, their service will be fantastic. My favorite animated Disney. Something different than most anybody will ever say. Pinocchio is one of the most beautifully animated Disney films. The Marvels. The most exciting Marvel show for me is Winter Soldier and Falcon. I'm really excited about that. But of course, Hawkeye, Matt Fraction's Hawkeye. My favorite animated Disney one, I think I got it here. Let's see, I'll show you guys. I think I got it. I got all my Disney stuff over here, guys. Do I only have that on DVD? Oh, that would be like wrong, no. It's probably not going to be surprising, but I'm a huge fan of the Aristocats. It's, you know, if you watch my channel, you know I'm a cat lover. I just love the music in this. I love the fact that there's not, well, there is a villain, but it's not a standard villain as in the witch or anything like that. You can kind of see the villain's point in this film a little bit. He's pretty dastardly, but he's not dastardly in the way that a lot of the ones have been. Definitely worth seeing. Great voice cast in Aristocats, and it's got a bit of like a jazzy type of score too. I like that. I'm a jazz fan, so that also helps out. See, that's what I should have done when I decided to do like a Disney-oriented episode, like a news one. I should have took out my Disney collection. Alice in Wonderland. I think that's my better half, so one of her favorites as well, actually. That's such a cool, trippy one. Well, I think Aristocats is definitely underrated. Rescuers Down Under, too, is another one that I consider to be an underrated Disney film. One that I actually do like. I actually like the Rescuers Down Under a little bit more than the Rescuers. The animated one? Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I like a lot of the classic Disney stuff. I grew up with that, of course. Because, you know, they show that in ad nauseum, you know, they re-release things come out of the vault. I've got 2 kids, so, you know, they're grown up now, but basically, I'd like, anytime like the Disney animated stuff would come out on VHS, you know, I collected a bunch of that for my kids and for me, and then the DVDs started to come out, and then I was re-getting Disney stuff on DVD for them, and of course now I got my own collection, and I'm getting stuff on Blu-ray, and like, eventually I'll start getting some of the I don't have any of the 4K stuff on for Disney yet, but I really should grab some of that. Now Disney has been kind of coming up with a lot of the 4K stuff. The hand-drawn stuff has always been my favorite. Yeah, you don't hear about the Rescuers, and it's a shame because the Rescuers Down Under was a really good one in my opinion. Movies that you don't hear about a lot on Disney, you don't hear about the Rescuers, either one of them. And you never hear, nobody talks about, oh God, what's the name of it? Oliver and Friends, right? Oliver and Friends, I think it's called. With Billy Joel and that fantastic song, Why Should I Worry? Love that song. Now that wasn't them during their peak time, which is probably the reason you don't hear a lot about it. Tell you what, since we're here, and I'm kind of newsy, and we're talking Disney a bit, I'm just going to whip out my Disney animation. And I can show you guys what I got on Blu-ray from Disney. It's always fun for me anyway. Hopefully it's fun for you when I kind of just do an impromptu collection-y thing. I always say I don't have much, and then I start opening and realize there's way more than I thought. And the neat thing about this is a lot of this stuff you're now going to see. Yep, I got more than I thought. And here is my Disney collection, and a reason to be excited about the Disney Plus channel that's coming up. So I'm going to go in no particular order here because I don't have these in a particular order. I should have them after this video. They will be in a particular order, actually. So, show off a Pixar one first, and of course this is Monsters Inc. They did announce that there's going to be a Monsters at Work, which is a Monsters Inc. spin-off TV show, and it will have Billy Crystal and John Goodman in the show, and that will be premiering on Disney Plus. There's been no showing yet if it's going to be like 3D or just regular animation, but we'll see as it comes closer to getting an announcement on it. Let's see if I can go to my Pixar ones first and get into what I consider my cool stuff. Where are my other Pixar ones? Okay, I don't have a lot of them. And this is the Up. Of course, this one also has the lenticular cover. These, of course, are the ones with these considered the Ultimate Edition. So usually Blu-ray 3D type of thing. What's neat about these is I actually got these brand new at a flea market in my old hometown, in my old town I used to live in St. John's, Newfoundland. A guy had multiple copies of these, and he was selling them for $5 each. Oh, their mountain steelbooks look amazing. I'm a slipcover freak, Andy. Let's get these out of the way first. Then I'll get into the classic stuff. Of course, live action wise, there was Enchanted, which actually I do kind of dig Enchanted. That was a fun film. And of course, Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which I also bought. I bought that for $1 actually at a flea market, and that was still unopened. So let's get into some of the classic stuff here as well, and kind of the ones I consider kind of the semi-classics too. We got the Diamond Edition of Aladdin, which of course the live-action one is coming out soon. I'm not excited about that, but it's not meant for me. It's meant for a younger audience. I never get upset when Disney remakes a film, because I know that they're just they're grabbing a new audience. It doesn't change the film for me. The most ridiculous comment that I read online today, and I thought this was hilarious, is somebody where the new Star Wars trailer dropped, right? One guy said, "Hey, B-Movie Art guys," it said "Oh, I'd be really excited about Star Wars, but I watched The Last Jedi, and Star Wars is ruined for me, and I've been a fan since forever. If one movie ruins your fandom is tentative at best." Just got to say that. Okay, so there's the Diamond Edition. Hey, Wolf, of The Jungle Book. Going through my Disney stuff because we talked about Disney Plus there earlier. And of course, I've got the 40th anniversary edition of Robin Hood. Actually, I really like this one. This is one that I do think doesn't get talked about enough. It's got a great voice cast. It's really great, well animated, a really fun one, and one that I had the for my light fixture, my light socket, the light switch. I had the buzzards on my light switch. This, of course, is the gorgeous Fantasia 2000. Of course, these are, Blu-ray DVD combo packs. The Sword and the Stone. And, of course, you knew I had to have it, the Rescuers double feature. Exactly, even if you don't like it, it's not going to ruin it's not going to, I can't watch another Star Wars movie because I didn't like the last one. Well, maybe you like the next one, right? So there's the Rescuers, the 35th anniversary edition, and the Rescuers Down Under. And this, of course, is Blu-ray and DVD. So pretty exciting to see that. The 70th anniversary of Dumbo. I personally have no interest in seeing the live-action one, but if people are into it, they dig it, then they dig it, that type of thing. Again, a favorite from somebody on here, and a favorite of my better halves, is Alice in Wonderland. This is the 60th anniversary edition. I love the fact that it's got a sticker here that says Blu-ray also plays on PlayStation 3. Kind of neat. I've never seen those on any other Blu-rays before, but actually this one actually says that. Man, Emperor Palpatine's laugh at the end of it, Andy, that's got to get your attention. Some of the newer stuff there is The Princess and the Frog, which actually I did really like this one. There is the Emperor's New Groove and Kronk's New Groove. I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of like Kronk's New Groove a little bit better. I was never that big on Emperor's New Groove, and I do like David Spade. I don't think he's a bad guy at all. And of course, Lady and the Tramp. This is the classic Diamond Edition. As Disney Plus just announced, they do have a live-action Lady and the Tramp already made and ready to go on Disney Plus when it starts. So that's going to be intriguing to see how that goes. And they said it's just the same, the high quality of the stuff that they put out, like Beauty and the Beast, and that style stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how the Lady and the Tramp transfers over to the to Disney. There is, of course, the Aristocats. I like the name. Oh, then Wolf, did you hear about the live action one that's coming on Disney Plus? There's my favorite Disney film. The classic Peach Dragon. Which one I thought was really fun. I always keep my stickers on my Disney films, by the way. Of course, the Diamond Edition of 101 Dalmatians. Huge fan of 101 Dalmatians. I was in the Disney Club for a while. That's why I ended up getting a lot of these Diamond Editions. Next up is the Merry Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Yep. When they made the announcement, it was the Disney Plus thing they did. It was around 3.5 hours or so long that they did at Disney Plus. One of the things they announced was the Disney live action and the new films that they were going to be making, and they showed like a screenshot from a new live action version of Lady and the Tramp that's going to be premiering on the Disney Plus channel. And that's the thing. It may not be, you may love it, or you may be kind of mad and you say, nah, I think I'm good with the animated one. But the way I see it, it's basically the newer stuff's for kids to get kids in there, and why not? Next up is the Diamond Edition of Sleeping Beauty. This one actually doesn't get a lot of talk either. Of course, Frozen, because collector's edition. I'm actually kind of interested in Frozen 2. It looks darker than Frozen, doesn't it? If you've ever seen the trailer. When I was in the theater watching Captain Marvel, they showed the trailer for Frozen 2, and man, looked like there was this big. She was trying to go out on these waves and surf these waves and use like her ice powers to surf waves, and the girl comes there and she's got the sword and somebody's behind her and she turns around and she kind of brandishes her sword like she's about to kill somebody. Pretty dark, Frozen, pretty dark. Next up, of course, is the Diamond Edition of Cinderella. So I do have a lot of the classics here, overall. There is Peter Pan. You guys can let me know which ones I'm missing. Sit. You got a board? That'd be cool. This is Pinocchio. This is the 7th edition, anniversary edition of Pinocchio. Bit of a thick one there. But I did really like this, actually. I really like Pinocchio. It's actually, they say 2-disc, but actually a 3-disc edition. Because there's this one is the Blu-ray. No, there's the DVD, and then there's the Blu-ray, and there's the bonus features. So there's, gonna slide out on me. Next up is The Little Mermaid. For some people, this is their, their favorites. I don't have Beauty and the Beast. That's the one I don't have. I need to get Beauty and the Beast, guys. That's one of my favorite, modern day ones. Oh, Sleeping Beauty, don't I have? Yep, Sleeping Beauty's right here. I don't have Mulan on Blu-ray, and apparently I don't have Beauty and the Beast either. That's the ones that stand out right now. Also in the Studio Ghibli collection, I've got Ponyo, which I actually really like. Whisper in the Heart, and Howl's Moving Castle. On DVD, I have a couple of the other ones that I don't have here. And of course, one that I do have to show, this is actually a DVD one. This was an exclusive to the movie club. I think it actually came out on Walmart afterwards, but I do think that the slipcover was still exclusive to the movie club. And this is the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. This is a special Halloween cover. Hey Adam, hey dude, where's Lion King? You're right, where's Lion King? Do I have Lion King? I don't think I do, man. That means that's good though, because that means I'm okay with getting the Lion King 4K. I don't have Kiki's Delivery Service. I got actually I got Kiki's Delivery Service on VHS. I don't have Grave of the Fireflies in any version at all. But this is if you buy this at a Walmart or something, this is what the cover that you normally see. But I had to get it from Disney's Club because look at this cover, because this is sexy. It's super sexy. I don't have Lion King. That's one I got to get now. I thought I had the Lion King, but that means that I can legitimately go to my better half and say, you know, Lion King's out on 4K, and then she'll be like, yeah, but we got all the Disney. I'm like, no, we don't. And there starts my Disney animated 4K collection. Mwahaha. But I'm super excited about the Disney Plus announcement, $6.99. I mean, that's a good price. I definitely will be getting that. You're the one person I run into every time I go into town, Adam. I don't run into anybody else anymore. Just you. Well, I'll be picking up which one? I missed that. But yeah, that's pretty much my Disney Blu-ray collection. I got a couple more on DVD and stuff like that. Alien. Yeah. Can't wait to get Alien. The ones I'm excited about right now aren't the 4K. So I'm excited about Alien 4K, but I'm very excited with Second Sight's announcement recently. They're going to announce they're putting out Asylum and the House of Drip Blood again. And if I'm kind of wondering how big of one that they're going to do, because I'm a huge fan of those films, and I've already got them. Like I bought the Severance set, right, the big set. Yeah, and I may have to get them again, and my better half is not going to be happy about that. But yeah, I'm super excited about the Star Wars trailer that came out. It looks really good. In no way, if anybody asked me to guess like about Star Wars, I would never have guessed that a Palpatine was going to come back. But that's official now. That's the thing. So it will be interesting to see how that goes. I do think that's kind of like what Kylo has been talking to when he's thought he's been talking to, maybe he's thought like Force-wise he's been talking to Vader, and like Vader, like his grandfather has been guiding him. I think that what we're gonna find out, this is just my prediction guess, is that it's been Palpatine all along, who's been corrupting Kylo in much the same way that he corrupted Anakin and turned Anakin into Vader and turned Kylo Ren into like who he is now. So I do hope to see like a kind of a pushback, a Kylo Ren type pushback. I'm extremely excited about the Batman movies coming out on 4K. I'm a huge Batman fan. I saw Batman, like I say this every time everybody mentions this, when 1989 came about and Batman premiered in theater in Corner Brook, because that's it's the area that I was living in at the time. I busted up my leg, so I had my ticket. I wanted to get my ticket. I wanted to be there for the first showing. It was a huge deal for me, so I was on crutches, but I went in. I to watch Batman. Now I will get them all. Like, I know you're going to say you want the first two, but I saw them all in theater. Disney Plus is launching in the U.S. on November the 12th, I think, and it will be launching in Canada either in late 2019 or the start of 2020. It is going to be rolling out in later on in 2020, I think, in the UK, with a rollout date in Asia and other areas in late 20 to 2021. basically because what they're doing is they're getting back any type of things that they've had out there. It's a bit of a wait, but it's worth it. I think it's going to be worth it. And it's $6.99, or you can just go $69.99. Get the year the way Amazon prices it. Things basically. That's a bit of a, bit of a break there price wise. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's a great idea. I'll be interested to see like all the shows, everything under one one umbrella. For instance, I can go there to watch my Marvel shows. I can go there to watch. I'm excited to see The Mandalorian. I'm excited to see more of the Rebels show up in Star Wars Rebels. You've been watching that animated series. That'll be on the Disney Plus channel. It'll be interesting to see if now with the Disney Plus channel, if they said they're gonna like take a break after they do the the next Star Wars film, like if they do the one that's coming out now. Maniac is super disturbing. We're watching the original Javid or the remake. Either way, it's disturbing. I've got a favorite. I like them both, but I love the original with Joe Spinell. Like Joe Spinell, just because he has that look. He has that look. Did you get the Blue Underground, like the 4K scan edition, the lenticular cover that came out like recently? Because that is a great edition of the film. It looks fantastic. And if you got that one and you have not yet picked up Zombie that they put out as well, get that. If you're a fan of Maniac, I'm on the Vinegar Syndrome guy, Javid. So I will tell you this right now: if you are a fan of Maniac, then if you don't have it, get yourself. Well, Vinegar Syndrome has their sale halfway to Black Friday, usually around May 25th, right? All right. So get yourself The Undertaker. Not joking about it or anything. That if you love Maniac and you love Joe Spinell's work, you like those films a lot, you owe it to yourself to have The Undertaker, which was put out by Vinegar Syndrome. It's a really great Spinell one. Haven't heard The Undertaker? Here, tell you what. Me. Put on I'm inside, so let me put on my slippers and bring you over to my Vinegar Syndrome section. Oh yeah, it stars Joe Spinell. And and just like in Maniac, he's at his sweatiest and creepiest. So we'll go over here, and it was one of the original. It doesn't have the slip cover anymore because it was one of the original slip covers. So this, and you can see Spinell right there. This is The Undertaker, which was a fantastic release by Vinegar Syndrome. So let me just put this down here. I'll actually take it out of its slip cover and show you guys. So this is what it'll look like, and you'll see that is Mr. Spinell there. And he is exactly what it says here. He is The Undertaker. Not The Undertaker from wrestling, mind you. Cameron Rowe, yep. Now this is actually is a really good film. And if you like Maniac and you like that style of film, and you're a big fan of Joe Spinell, then you owe it to yourself to have The Undertaker in your collection. It is a great release, and it's a great follow-up. It's a good double feature with Maniac. But yeah, so the sale is coming up for Vinegar Syndrome. Actually, what I'm doing directly after I make this video, after I finish this video, yeah, he was in Star Crash. Oh, yeah, I've got like so many versions of New York Ripper, but I gotta have the 4K restoration of New York Ripper. I don't have the Corruptionist. Did you get that? Because I don't have that yet. Is that one out yet? It's one that I really want. The Corruption. There's also one called Dark Room. I'm actually really interested in that one. That one I don't remember at all. So kind of intrigued to see that one. Skinflix. Skinflix is going to be good. Javid. I don't remember the film, but I do know of the actress Sharon Mitchell, and she is like a famous like adult actress, and she's doing the commentary for the movie Skinflix, and that alone makes me want to get it. It's got the actor I like. Which one is Jamie Gillis on it, or because I really like. There's certain actors that just are good actors. I think good actors. Harry Reams is one of those I think is actually a good actor. The guy with the curler. That's probably Jamie Gillis. I'll open it up here on my page and just see, because I'm never gonna say like, I'm never gonna be the person that's gonna be hypocritical and say, you know, oh, I'll never watch the adult. I watch all types of film, and oh, yeah, Jamie Gillis, Herschel Savage, Joy Silvera, Miss Sharon Mitchell. It'll be real, and that has a commentary. Oh, okay. It's got a feature-length audio interview with Sharon Mitchell, and the audio commentary has Sam Deegan and Heather Drain. Does it really? I don't know if you've got Fleshpot on 42nd Street. I recommend it. Actually, I'll give you a little bit of a. Oh, it isn't saying oh well. It's Vinegar Syndrome is the criterion of this type of film. They do criterion level work on these type of films. I gotta let Brian know. On this one here, if you haven't been listening to the podcast that I guest on, just to this podcast, I talk about Vinegar Syndrome on there. And the next one we're probably going to do. Have they released any other European films on their label? I'm trying to think, actually. Because I can't think of it. I know there probably is, but I can't think of it right now. Now, some people here that collect Vinegar Syndrome like me may know. But yeah, so Skinflakes has a commentary with Sam Deegan and Heather Drain. And Sam Deegan, Heather Drain, and Kat Ellinger, those three actually, they worked together a bit. Yes, they did release a Paul Naschy film. They released, let's go back to the Vinegar Syndrome Corner. There's a reason I've been known as the Vinegar Syndrome guy. And John Watson, I think that's why you watch my channel, isn't it? Because I do tend to go into the more the Z grade, the kind of the sleazier type stuff. Because I like that stuff, I do. I make no bones about it, and I make no apologies that I like all types of film. So what's been released by them is Count Dracula's Great Love. This is the one that's by Paul Naschy, and you can't, right? Great film. I actually really like this one. I would like to see Vinegar Syndrome do some of his werewolf films. That's really what I want to see Vincent do. I do like the fact that Scream Factory's put out a couple box sets, but I really want to see them do some more of that. Now, some more recent Vinegar Syndromes that I gotta recommend is like Spatter University. If you haven't got this one, John, pick it up. But my pick of the last series was Fleshpot on 42nd Street. If you have not seen that, I do recommend it. And who is going to turn down this cover right here? Look how sexy this Vinegar Syndrome cover for Norman J. Warren's Bloody New Year is. How can you not have that? And just knowing that the original cover, the original VHS artwork is on the inside, that everybody remembers from the VHS rental days. Right there. There you go. See, no matter what video I make or what topic it's on, I can always somehow get it back to Vinegar Syndrome. They've been putting out some different. They put out a couple of Graydon Clark things. So Wacko and The Uninvited, of course, were put out by Graydon Clark, and Vinegar Syndrome has done those. They've done 3 Norman J. Warren titles at this point. There's been The Terror, The Prey, The Prey, and of course Bloody New Year. It'll be interesting to see if more Norman J. Warren and more Graydon Clark are coming out in the near future. No, announced today was the titles for Severin's May package, which I'm actually going to open up and let you guys know about right now, because Severin did their May package announcement. Vinegar Syndrome. I love Vinegar Syndrome. I really do. My Twitter handle is Mr. Vincent. And so you guys ready for the Severin May pre-order announcement? You guys probably know already. But I'll go into it here right now. So the classic film with Peter Cushing and Donald Pleasance, the cat film, The Uncanny. I don't know how many Blu-rays they've released so far. Tell you what, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be going through so I can actually see what I'm going to be getting. See, late May, the Vinegar Syndrome Halfway to Black Friday sale is announced. It's done. So it's going to come out. So what I do is, this is April. So this entire month for me is going to be, and I'm not even joking, I'm going to be deciding what I'm going to be getting for that sale. I have become known for Vinegar Syndrome, for knowing the Vinegar Syndrome stuff, and for doing podcasts like for Vinegar Syndrome, for Just This. I'm their Vinegar Syndrome guy. I do feel an obligation to keep up to date with my Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Yes, I did actually. So I did get the discount. I signed up for it on I think on my birthday is when I signed up, for March 31st. How many Vinegar Syndrome titles? I'm enjoying the Criterion Channel. If you haven't got it, I do recommend it, Alvin. I'm excited about Disney Plus, though only you guys in the States get it on November 12th. Here in Canada, I think we're getting it in either late 2019 or maybe really early 2020. So I'm going to do a quick count here. So let's find out how many Vinegar Syndrome titles I have in my collection. We'll go with the Blu-rays, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 57 Blu-rays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 DVDs, so 62 Vinegar Syndrome titles as of at this date are in my collection. It's a small, amount, but it's a modest amount, but it's not bad. So it's around 62 altogether. I'm trying to get to eventually get them all. I only had the first 5 films 5 years. I do want to get the other volumes of those before they sell out. So I'm hoping that they'll be there for the sale, because I got to grab those. Javad, with the big sale coming up, that's the time to start. I'm hoping to get like a bunch of Vinegar Syndrome during the sale, like get some of the early stuff too. Yeah, that's the thing. You're in Toronto. Oh, do you go to Bay Street? That's my favorite stuff. I keep saying we got to go to Toronto again. I can go to Bay Street. That's the thing. Yeah. So, so basically, 25 years. But I love Bay Street Video. I just got to go there for the first time, Alvin, recently, and anytime I go to a store like that does so well with curating and putting out like especially genre titles, I try to go in. I go all in on the support. So I was there for like a short period of time. I was there for like a week, and if you go in there, then they'll probably know I am, because I spent a significant amount of money in Bay Street Video at that time. It is actually my favorite store in all of Canada for video shopping is Bay Street Video. Anytime that I am in that area, I will go out of my way to go there. And anytime that I know that I'm going to be going that area, I will definitely be saving for going there. We spent, yeah, Yes, very much like FOP. So if you're in the UK, right, Javed? So if you like FOP, if you're a fan of FOP, in Covent Gardens or wherever the FOP area, the FOP stores that you go to. When I was in London, I would go to Covent Gardens. That was the closest FOP to me. That's my favorite UK store. My favorite UK store, hands down, is FOP. So my favorite UK store to go to is FOP Covent Gardens because the guys were really nice. I found it really easy to find things there. Fantastic. That for me that's a fantastic store. In If you're in Canada, like of all the places I've been, of all the stores I've gone to, Bay Street Video has been my favorite store in Canada. Like hands down, like they just do an amazing stuff. Are you serious? She, oh, what I said, right? I'm carrying an iPhone, and I said that word that made it come up. Oh, also on the Severin, by the way. So yeah, I got to let you know this. So, a movie called Saint Bernard is also coming out. So The Uncannies is a 1977 film. Saint Bernard is a film done. I'm not sure when this one was done. I don't think I've seen Saint Bernard, which is like an, an odd film. Oh yeah, I like comic book places. And 1994's shot on video Masked Mutilator is coming up from Intravision. And it has a few wrestlers on it too. Rick Bronsky, Jeff Sebek, Doug Flexiansky, James DeBello. Oh, James DeBello is not a wrestler. Oh. But yeah, so there's some interesting stuff coming. A couple art prints are coming in that May package if you're interested in getting that one. I'm trying to find something for you guys here. But it's been big. I mean, like the announcements have been big. And so just to let you guys know, I'm trying to structure my channel a bit better. And so for you guys, so it's easier for you to find content and get, find the content that you're looking for. I do recommend, please hit the like button. Actually, that helps me a lot. And if you like these videos and you want to see more, you want to actually come in and make sure that you don't miss out for the live videos, hit the bell thing, and that will notify you when the videos are coming up. Now Fridays is going to be my day for doing stuff like this. It's going to be my kind of my scheduled news day where I'll start talking about new stuff, and I can get into collections like I did there, and kind of go from there. But obviously there was a big announcement, the Star Wars trailer, Disney Plus with huge announcements today. So I wanted to talk about that, and I decided, Friday's a good day to do it. Friday's a good day to kind of make like a kind of a news day, but still kind of a casual type of thing. So kind of like all the geeky news, if there's sales going on. Oh, speaking of which, the Kino Lorber sale is going on right now. So Kino Lorber's got a sale that's going on because it is record day, actually. There's Arrow Video actually has a record sale going on right now. So if you're into vinyl, you might want to check out Arrow Video's record sale. What physical releases am I looking forward to? I'm actually the Uncanny. I'm actually kind of interested in that one from Severin. I won't grab it right away in May, because May is Vinegar Cinder month for me. I'm not quite sure yet. I mean, if there's a set that's out now from Arrow Video. Oh, Dawn of the Dead for sure. Without even saying, Dawn of the Dead and Martin, both of those titles, hands down. Definitely ones that I'm excited about. Like, super excited about. I'm a huge fan of those films. But also, like, Arrow Video put one out recently called the Jose Larraz Collection. This is going to be volume 1. There's going to be a second volume come out. And I'm also very excited about the American Horror Project #2. Hey, welcome, Tom. In case you're wondering what we talked about today, this Friday is going to be my news day, and it's going to go into like a kind of a free flow, which I like to do. But we talked about Disney Plus, and we're all excited about that. The new Star Wars trailer. If you haven't seen it, Tom, I'd recommend checking it out. There's quite a surprise at the end. And I actually showed my Disney collection, and we talked about Vinegar Syndrome because it always comes back to Vinegar Syndrome, doesn't it? And of course, my recent podcast appearance on Just the Disc. How many films do I watch on a regular basis? Oh, I do. Like, I've been watching some TV shows recently. I tried to watch Castle Rock. Uh, it's a bit dry at the beginning. I hear it gets better as it goes through, but the first episode of Castle Rock is kind of dry. But normally, I try to watch at least two, sometimes one to two a day movies when I can. You know, I'm not a great sleeper, so in the nights I usually watch a film or two. I try to watch at least one per day if I can too. On a weekend, sometimes I'll get there and I'll do like a triple feature type of thing. Depends. Like if my better half's out of town, obviously I watch a lot more because I'm on my own, and just me and the cats. There's nothing else to do, so I'll watch that. And other times I'll just get in the mood where I can't watch a movie, and I'll just grab a TV show and I'll just like binge like a season of that. I binged like American Horror Story Cult actually last week. This week actually, uh, in an evening because it's like 8 episodes, so it didn't take that long to do. Watch them in parts. As I get older, I get more of that. Like when I was watching Chantal Ackerman's film on the Criterion Channel, it was late. It was like 3ish in the morning when I started watching it. I have not checked out the new Sabrina yet. I did like the first part of season one, so I think I'm gonna like the second part. I'm expecting it to start off. I expect it to drag a bit at the beginning and then just go full tilt. A lot of those shows tend to do that. Like the first episode or so, or just kind of like it'll be finding its footing again. Like obviously, if you saw the first part, part one of the season, then like it big sacrifice at the beginning, at the end of that show, to start on a different path. Well, it's the new Sabrina isn't supposed to be like the original. It's based on the newer comic book, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Yes, and I'm so excited. It's going to be in my decade, 1984, which is my year. That's my favorite year of all time. And of course, I love slasher films. I'm a huge slasher fanatic. Oh, you got the Chantal Act. She's going to be. She is definitely a challenging watch. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like the movie that I watched, the first half an hour or so of that film was pretty much set in one room. Because I was raised in the 70s. I was born in the 70s. I was raised in the 80s. 1984, I was a teen, and a lot of my like the 80s, pretty much 84 to 89, were kind of my years. That was my best friends watching all these like cool 80s films, stuff like that. So 84 especially though, I remember because I was like, oh, God, I was an early teen, and you remember those years. It's always been one of my favorite years. And if you look back on film and like in horror, especially and stuff like that, a lot of good movies came out that year, and music too. I'm a '80s kid, so that music for me was fantastic. I like a lot of the '80s music. You were 10. I was 13. So as you can see, it's kind of a perfect age for being the favorite year. Born in the '60s. Nice time to be born. That was the '80s were time of the second British invasion. When you read, well, I guess some people think the second British invasion is like kind of like the punk era type thing. When you get but really the second British invasion would be like kind of in the '80s because that's when you get a lot of the kind of the more progressive, like kind of like pop into like kind of like the new wave, like the new style of music that came out about that time. You got a bunch of like '80s like English bands or UK bands come out. That's considered the second era, like the second British invasion is in the '80s. But yeah, Ackerman is one of those people, the New Romantics. uh, is one of those people that you gotta be invested. You can't go in and being like kind of half there for an Ackerman film. You gotta understand it's gonna push you. It's gonna stick in locations. It's gonna be beautifully shot, but it's gonna be very minimalist. Chantal Ackerman, her stuff tends to be very minimalist, uh, clear, concise, but it you got to be there. Your pre-shot plate that can do it. That can do it. Uh, it's hard. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like an Ackerman film is an easy investment. You once you know going in, I think it makes it a bit easier. But you really got to invest yourself when it comes to some of those. And if you're not in the right mood, it doesn't matter. You love John Hughes' 80s movies. Isn't it odd now? Hell, now these films I grew up with, like Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, there's some cringe inducing moments in some of those films now. There is. There's some like super cringe inducing moments. Like Pretty in Pink obviously has, hey, take my girlfriend type of scene. A scene very reminiscent to like, Revenge of the Nerds. Especially nowadays, it's kind of like, you gotta think. And like, I love the character of Ducky, but even when I was a kid, he does come off as a stalker. Like, honestly, he does. Because you're watching it and you're like, he's going past your workplace and the bike and stuff, and you're like, I like him. I like John Cryer. I like John Cryer, say. But seems kind of weird. TVO. I remember TVO. My kids used to watch. Oh God, well, it's much later, but my kids would watch like TVO, and they had like different like hosts on there. Weird Science. Weird. Uh, you realize I know who you are, right? Just saying. Oh, don't worry. I know who he is, and so do other people that he's probably not going to like know who he is. Yep, exactly, Wolf. Best way to go. Someone pops up like that, I'll just block them. Weird Science was a fun movie. It really was. I mean, like, I remember the guy from Weird Science went on to be in like was in what was it? Superbye. Yeah, actually, it was Clark Kent's roommate in Superbye. In I think season two or three, and I actually watched an episode of Silk Stockings on Amazon Prime, and he was like he was the killer in Silk Stockings. I think everybody had a big crush on Kelly Brock, and she ended up with Steven Seagal. What the hell, man? What the hell? Oh, yeah, like it's definitely going to be. It's different. I mean, it's a different time, and looking at it back through nostalgic eyes, I mean, there were fun times and fun films that we watched in our time period, and it's and it's okay that it's good actually that the next generation can kind of pick up on stuff like that now. Because oh no, don't. I just got rid of them. Don't worry. They couldn't hear your answer anyway. All the fun stuff. Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor films. Stir Crazy, I think, is my favorite. That out of all of them. But I grew up, as like most people grew up in that time period. I did did watch a lot of Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor stuff, especially in the theater. Uh, they're such a good combination because they're so different, but they uh, they just play off each other so well. Well, I haven't even thought of Silver Streak for a while. See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Uh, Silver Streak's the one with the train, right? Pretty sure it is. I remember See No Evil, Hear No Evil. That's the one. Uh, Stir Crazy was always my favorite. It's just the time I saw it in, right? They were fun films. Just like the early Eddie Murphy stuff was really good. Like I thought was like stuff like Beverly Hills Cop and yep, yes, Tom, it was. It's I think it's been pretty much officially confirmed now. That kind of blew everyone's mind. They're like, you get there and you're watching it like this trailer. It's awesome. There's Lando Calrissian. It's cool. There's all the new guys back, and it's like Palpatine. Palpatine's laugh at the end of it, and you're like, no, that can't be. And then it gets on. Yeah, it's Palpatine, which is exciting when you think about it. Emperor Palpatine back in Star Wars. Obviously, I'm gonna guess we've seen like the Force Ghost, usually like the good Force, the kind of like the good side of the Force Ghost, like the Obi-Wan Kenobi, like with the whole use the Force, Luke, and all that type of thing in the original trilogy. I'm kind of wondering if maybe Palpatine is back, much in the way that kind of like the Force, you get the Force Ghost. What about there's the Sith. They have their side as well. Is that who's been like I th- my theory right now, Tom, and it's early, but my theory is that maybe Kylo Ren has thought he's been guided by his grandfather, as has become like Darth Vader esque, but who he's really being guided by is Palpatine. Palpatine is trying to recreate make another Darth Vader with Kylo Ren. Uh, and Ian McDermott, fantastic. I mean, like, you want to see him in a villainous role that's not Emperor Palpatine. There is a show in the UK, and my UK people are going to know the show called Touching Evil, and he's in the first episode. He's like the first bad guy. He's like the uh, the molester character, the evil like pedophile. Really, really does a really good job in that. So if you've never seen Touching Evil, the first episode, the first series episode, how's that? Yeah, that's the thing. Last Jedi was divisive. I enjoyed it personally. Morris, exactly. But I do definitely acknowledge that some people wasn't their bag, wasn't their thing, and there are certain things that they didn't like about it. Obviously, Palpatine's voice, laugh, that raises a lot of issues. So does the name of the film, uh, Rise of Skywalker. Like, where is this? Where's this going? Are we talking about Kylo? Are we maybe talking about Rey? Oh, I love Equalizer. I watched the first 6 episodes or so of the season, and recently the first season. Yeah, fantastic show. William Zabka, of course, plays his son. You hope they're talking. They could be. I mean, like, because here's the thing: she found out about her parentage from Carlo. Not exactly the best source of information. Um, some people think that uh, I love this actually. So what you guys are probably unaware of, and I'll let you guys know, this is actually kind of cool, is that we had like the guy come back for a third time, the troll guy, just to let you guys know. And his message didn't show up because YouTube blocked his message. So, so then I just had to go in and like just block the user. Oh, Wicker, I love the Wicker Man, the original Wicker Man. Um, I thought it was a fantastic film. I saw it when I was young, and it was one that really stuck with me. When they said they were remaking, I was like, you can't remake the Wicker Man. I was right. um, it's a fantastic film, and all the reasons it works is all the reasons that the remake of it doesn't work. Actually, um, Edward Woodward just he was perfect for the role. Lee, of course, I like Edward Woodward anyway. There's the series before was Callan that he did. I enjoyed that. I recommend checking that out. I'm a big fan of UK programming overall. Um, Obviously, The Equalizer is not UK. That was when he came over to the US, but it was a great show. Um, I do recommend. This is a show I used to watch when I was young, and I'm sure some of the people here from the UK watched it for sure, and maybe some people from North America have. But there's a show called Minder, and I was a huge fan of Minder. The Terry years of Minder, not so much the later ones, with the nephew and that, but I like Terry. So that was my. If you've never seen Minder, give it a watch. It may seem a bit dated now, but still, it's a fun show. It's just one of those that stood out to me. And I guess as a kid, like I grew up like in a small town, and we were not exact. Where I thought that was kind of my. I'm a very family oriented person, very family friend oriented person, and I was like, that's my lot in life. Is you know. Thanks, Tom. Actually, I actually really like. If I'm looking down here, but by the way, because I don't have like anybody that's moderating the channel, I do have to like look here every once in a while because when you get those, some people come in, I just do the blocking thing so that you guys don't have to worry about it. So I see your comments come down here. The neat thing about when I open it up on here is that if your comments fade on the screen, I can actually see them down here as well, which is kind of cool. But anyway, at 98 minutes, it's been pretty good for for my first newsy type episode, right? I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I really did. And thank you guys so much for coming in today. Saturday, hopefully, I'm looking to do a Stephen King adaptions episode, so hopefully that'll go fine. This is so awesome. Uh, Nobody can see your stuff. So anyway, so just to let you know it happened again. Well, you guys were like there, like didn't show on the screen, so he didn't get the response, I guess, because YouTube is starting to hold his messages for review, so that people can't see them, and it gives me the chance to like just block him before messages come up on the screen. Kind of like that. I was talking to Steph last night actually about the whole troll situation. told her like who it was, and she knew right away. Well, thank you guys so much. And thank you, YouTube. Really impressed, by the way. Thank you guys for watching. I am Aaron. This is the movie library. You guys are the movie club. And as always, you guys rock. I will see you guys here next time, probably tomorrow night. We'll probably do like the... Yes, I do, Javid. I know exactly who it is. That's why I was able to go into to talk to some of my friends and actually let them know, give them a heads up. They knew right away from the way the person was talking who it was too. I had actually... Anyway, one of these days, I'll tell you what, I'll let you know. I'll let you in on the secret. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time. You guys rock. And later, Adam. Hopefully, I'll run into you again.